Namaste. I see the divine in you as you see the divine in me. Namaste. And isn't this always the most beautiful way to greet each other? As I see the divine in you and you see the divine in me, we are learning to understand what divine love consciousness is all about. And this is the time of becoming one, united with a love, united with purpose, and united with understanding, to bring love and peace to ourselves, our family, our friends, and all our pets and wildlife and all the most beautiful things, and also to our earth, for all of mankind, so that all of mankind can rise into the love. And this will take quite a lot of learning, so consciousness shifts are happening. And at this time, Kairon is calling all who desire the divine pineal gland activations. As the divine pineal gland activations bring back the Lemurian light codes within the people who are activated, so that they can rise in the healing grid and work together with very high star teams as one galactic collective love consciousness. And this understanding has never been previously understood on this planet. But we're rising into a whole new spiritual understanding. And Kairon is bringing through new shifts, new understandings, new programs, new light grid information. And it's beautiful to watch all things unfolding. So the call is becoming greater for all those who desire to become activated at this time, especially for those who are serious about healing, serious about learning, as the greatest call before 2020 is happening at this time for very great reasons. So please join the Divine Masters this very evening and join the teachings and understand the love consciousness that is beginning to become revealed greater. And as the channel for the divine love energies, it is my privilege and honor to be your channel at this time. And the task of myself as the channel is to allow the divine masters from the highest love realms to speak to you. So my task is to step out of the way completely so that they can bring their messages through to you. But before I close my eyes, I would like to read out the forgiveness statement to you, because forgiveness is part of our lives, and it needs to be part of our lives because we all need to learn to forgive so much. And when you come to the divine pineal gland activations, you gain the higher codes and the higher frequencies, the higher keys and gifts to receive and to become a greater forgiver. And that means greater healing in our lives. And healing is something that we all need. And for me personally, I love the healing flows because the healing flows from Kairon and the Great Divine on my level as a light grid programmer are so high. And I know for all those who are activated with the great sacred Lemurian light codes, they receive massive healings. And as they grow into these greater healings, our love becomes greater and our frequencies rise, and we love healings on the greatest levels, and that has never been seen on this planet ever before. So I will read the forgiveness statement to you. Kairon, I bring you now into the spaces of love and healing. I ask for your presence and for your love to be with me at this time. I forgive all that has caused my pain to happen. I release it now. I allow the angels to take it away from me. I bring in the love and the peace, and I desire to understand more joy and self-love. I surround myself with the highest loving divine beings who are here to take care of me. I let go of all fear within me. I release it. I trust that all things are perfect as they are. I am ready to love myself and all of life more. Thank you, Kairon. Thank you, great divine love. And thank you very much for joining these higher spaces of learning. Namaste. Greetings, dear brothers and sisters, dear sons and daughters in the light. I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, and I, as the great Lord Emmanuel the Great, am welcoming you to these spaces of learning, of understanding greater spiritual depth within you, of understanding greater truth. For all those who desire to understand truth greater are in the spaces of divine learning. And you, as a truth seeker, will receive the divine frequencies of awakening. I, as Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, always stated to the people throughout the times when my channel, my designated channel, was upon your earth. Happy is the one who understands the times and the seasons, for the time is becoming great now, when all things must become revealed and shared with the people. For look how important the seasons are. Each season is important and has its own timing. And now the great sun is rising, and when the great sun rises, all consciousness upon the faces of mankind must shift upwards. And they will say, Great Lord, we see you, we recognize you. And those who desire to understand the great truth will rejoice in the days of the great sun consciousness, when the great sun rises upon the earth of mankind. But those ones who do not desire to understand the great Lord and the great word and the greatness will hide in their fear and say, Great One, I do not choose to see you, for you cause too much pain within me. For when I see you, I recognize my own weakness. Please go away, great Lord. So all will recognize the great return of my being. There will be those who've been waiting for my return, and those who will cry out with agony. And I say to those who cry out with agony, Behold, little ones, because even though you cry out with agony, you will need to accept who I am. For it is only then that you can grow within yourself and awaken to what is within you. For how else can you awaken to what is within you? For all were created in the great eyes of the great divine, and all must return eventually to the great love of the great divine. Although not all will return at the same time, I, as the great Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, state, happy is the one who sees these times, for their journey of life will be much easier. For those who are listening will join the greater ones in the greater realms, and their joy will last eternal. But the ones who awaken later, they will see how important this time of the rising was, and they will cry out, Oh, why, Lord, why did we deny you? Why did we not awaken on time? Why did we choose to go within the caves of fear within us and say, Great Lord, stay away, for the pain of ye rising is too great? Happy is the one who desires the truth to be revealed. Happy is the one who desires all to come to the love. Happy is the one who accepts divine truth and listens to divine truth, for those who become activated with the great mountain of light at this time. And I have sent my designated channel, Suzanna Maria Emmanuel, the one who was the great Jesus on the plane 2,000 years ago also. And that was not the only time where she was the great designated channel, for she was many prophets and past. It is important to recognize this time of the rising. They are the ones who are happy when they recognize the greatness rising. They are the ones who are happy when they become activated with the great mountain of light. The great Chiron, as the ones who become activated before the year 2020, are the ones who receive the great keys within the heart. And when they return to the great spaces, then as the great sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great will say to them, "Where are your talents, dear son and dear daughter?" And for those ones who can show the great talents, I will state, "Come to the great seat of arrangement, for you will join the great ones in the great spaces, for you listened and you learned. You desired the love consciousness ways. You demonstrated the great consciousness. And thus you can become greater still." These were the same teachings that Jesus brought through. There will be a time when the great light will rise, and the great Father will call the people, and the ones who receive the great talents, the great gifts of power, they will rise and sit beside the Father. And they will reign over many. And the ones who do not desire it within their hearts, and those who desire not to listen, they will cry out with agony. Why did we not listen at the time? Why were we too stubborn like the mules in the paddocks to listen? Why were we so stubborn like the goats who refused to listen? Why were we not like the sheep who were able to be herded by the shepherds? And they will cry out and state, "Lord, we did not know." And I, as the great sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, will state this to those ones who state that they did not know. Yes, you do know. Because those ones who deny the great Lord at this time also denied Jesus 2,000 years ago, and also brought through much suffering in the times of the ancient land of Lemuria. The same people will try and destroy it, will try and deny it. They will be not welcome in the great spaces. However, if those turn to the love and demonstrate the love, even though they may have caused so much pain in the past, even those who may have denied Jesus and even caused the torture of Jesus, for those ones who desire to awaken and say, "Great Lord, we see you, we desire you," you are welcome to join the greater family. But it is the humble ones who will desire that, for the haughty ones will not. They will always say, "Lord, I do not desire to see you." This is not the same channel as Jesus. Jesus did not teach like this. These are not the words of Jesus. These are not the words of the great sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. I will state, how do you know, dear one? How can you tell? How can you be so confused in your ways that you cannot recognize divine truth? Because Jesus always stated, it is the humble ones who will recognize it. And the ones who do not, they will go on their own way. And the great Lord will say, but I never knew you, because you do not desire the ways of truth. And so it is, our dear friends. Happy is the one who desires the higher ways of love and truth. Happy is the one who is forgiving of all things. Happy is the one who desires the love within their hearts, for these ones will awaken to the great love within them. And these ones will desire the great healings of the great mountain Chiron, who I have sent to your planet to bring through the greatest healings together with my designated channel, the greatest channel there ever was, Suzanna Maria Emmanuel. And I have given my name to the channel. Happy is the one who accepts it, for they will be blessed for eternity. Greetings, I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great.
Greetings.